What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. We got a little bit of a surprise. Tuesday afternoon. Get the old email from Upper Deck. Spider-Man Metal is coming to ePack when you're watching this today. September 14th at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Spider-Man Metal boxes will hit Upper Deck's ePack platform. Now, I am no expert on ePack. I understand just enough to get myself in a bit of trouble. If you are not familiar with ePack, you may be asking yourself, what the hell is ePack? Essentially, it's Upper Deck's online digital marketplace. You will be able to buy a box of Spider-Man Metal Hobby. We do not know pricing yet. We'll get to that in a minute. You'll be able to buy packs, boxes, cases. You'll be able to open it up. You'll flip through the cards digitally. Hits, non-base cards. You can have the physical versions of those. Base cards remain digital on ePack. The hits, inserts, PMGs, Grandiosas, Golds, Palladiums, the whole 9 yards sketch cards, you can transfer to a ComC account, have those shipped home, listed on eBay, do whatever you want to do with them. But the base cards remain digital. You can, we don't know what they are yet, but there will be some achievements where you can take 10 base cards, digital base cards, combine them together and get some sort of achievement card for that. Usually a colored parallel of whatever the card is you combine. You combine 10 Ghost Spider bases together to get some purple swirly doo zebra dust parallel that's unique to ePack. And then you could have that go to ComC and have that shipped home. So that's kind of how ePack works. So it's direct to consumer, all done through Upper Deck's platform. Now, the interesting part is what we don't know is what our box price is going to be. Currently on the secondary market, they are between $600 and $700 for a physical box of Spider-Man Metal. Not talking about blasters. I don't know if blasters are going to be on ePack or not. Blasters, $30 retail, currently going for about $50 on the secondary market, give or take. The running theory has been that these will be between $250 and $350 a box. The reason people are putting those numbers out into the ether, because they have mentioned, Upper Deck has mentioned a couple different times that it will be priced similarly to X-Men Metal. Now, X-Men Metal, I believe, was $250 a box. Someone in the comments can correct me if I'm wrong, but it was around that price for a box of X-Men Metal on ePack back when it released. That sold out in a few months. That took a little bit of time to kind of work its way through its system. But more current releases have gone a lot quicker. Marvel Annual, which is considered kind of a base level product, we talked about it before on the channel, released a few months ago. It sold out in a month and people were shocked. It went fast. And we know there are about 50-ish thousand boxes of Spider-Man Metal Hobby that exist. Estimated 25% of those went to physical release. So 75% of that number is being held back for an ePack release. With no base cards in there, obviously it's a little bit of a cheaper production for them because they don't have to produce base cards. ComC gets a cut, obviously. So what they price this thing at is going to be extremely interesting. Also, depending on what they price it at, I don't expect this to last very long. If they price it cheap, I think it'll last a couple days. Maybe it gets through the weekend. And it's all going to depend on if Upper Deck's server can stay upright throughout all this. Because people are going to just buy this. The amount of money that is going to be spent on ePack is going to be ridiculous. Now, if they price it high, maybe it sticks around for a little bit longer. If they come out with like a $400 price, a $500 price, people will be pissed. And depending on when you're watching this, you already know the price. This video is going up at 9 a.m. Eastern. 3 hours after this video launches, we will know what this product costs. So depending on what they price this thing at, if it's $250 to $350, I think that's pretty reasonable. I think it'll sell extremely quickly. If they price it at $400 or $500, there'll be pitchforks and torches in the streets. Facebook groups will be lit on fire. People will be mad. And guess what? It's probably still going to sell out pretty quickly. Here's my theory on what's going to happen. People with big money, whether it's collectors, breakers, whatever, are going to buy up as much of this as the servers will let them. Imagine you're a breaker with deep pockets. You could buy, it's risky, but you could buy a bunch of this, sit on it, wait for it to sell out, and then run breaks from ePack if you wanted to. I'm sure I don't know the intricacies of ePack well enough to know how it would all work, but I am sure where there's money to be made, someone will sit down and figure it out. They'll buy a bunch, kick their heels up, wait, let it sell out, let the frenzy build, and then come in about a week after and say, hey, everybody, I got a box of Spider-Man metal on ePack. Want to break it? Come on down. And guess what? From a breaking perspective, it's great. You don't even have to ship anything. You just transfer everything digitally to different people. It's fantastic. So 100% stuff like that's going to happen. People with very deep pockets will just buy out as much of it as they could possibly afford to try to control the market. There'll be all sorts of shenanigans going on. Yes, you would need to spend astronomical sums of money to try to buy out enough position to control the market on this. But there will 100% be people buying out hordes of this product and sitting on it. Now, the thing is, you cannot transfer, the way I understand it anyways, you cannot transfer sealed product from one person to another. So essentially what would happen is, say I buy a box for $350. I don't open it. I just keep it sealed on my ePack account because you're not forced to open it upon purchasing. And I sit back and wait a month. And then I go over to Justin, aka Spidey Hits, and say, hey, buddy, I need some money. Current market value on an ePack box is $750. He sends me $750. I open the pack. So we would probably do it on like a live stream, hop in a video together, or a Zoom call or whatever. I would open all the packs. He would see what I open in the box, and then I would ePack transfer all those cards to his ePack account, would essentially be how it would work. So you can't sell sealed product per se. It would have to essentially be ripped to transfer ownership of it. So essentially it would have to be broken. So breaker's delight. So I don't know if anything like that will go down, but I have a feeling shady stuff is going to happen with this, especially depending on the price point. If it's $250 to $350 a box, I will probably buy a case, or at least buy a handful of boxes. If it's more than that, I probably won't touch it. I'll probably just go look at Fleer Ultra Avengers and go buy more of that instead. And on that note, by the way, Fleer Ultra Avengers went up another $10 a box. It is now $379 a box for Fleer Ultra Avengers boxes on Dave and Adams. So depending on the price point of this, I may take that path and go look at Fleer Ultra Avengers instead of pouring more money into this product. We'll see. But tomorrow, or today rather, is going to be a very interesting afternoon from a lot of different perspectives. What do they price it at? How long does it last? And the reaction depending on what they price it at. Here's the other thing to keep in mind. There are, and I would reference, go look up the MCCW podcast. A couple months ago, they did an interview with someone from Upper Deck. They ran through all the achievements. Once again, we don't know what the achievements are per se in regards to what you need to do to earn these. But the big achievements for this, and this is what people really chase, is trying to be first to get some of these achievements, are Spider-Man comic cut covers. So essentially, you get a 9-panel, so 9 cards that make up the full cover of a comic book. I don't remember where the list is, but I've seen it somewhere. The list is literally every major Spider-Man comic book ever made. They cut up a cover of it, including Amazing Fantasy 15. One of the achievements, I don't know what it'll be to get it, is going to be 9 individual pieces. You'll get the whole thing, but it'll be cut up into 9 individual cards, and it will make the cover of AF-15, and you can have that physically sent home to you. So the Spider-Man cover achievements, we don't know what hoops you'll have to jump through to unlock those. but there will be a race to unlock those covers to try to get them to try to nail down that AF-15 one. I know it sounds crazy. A lot of people will be like, well, just go buy a copy of AF-15, have the whole thing. It's apples and oranges. I get it. Like, I understand why comic book people don't understand that, and I understand why card people are like, but this is a card. I want the card, not the comic book. Just different people have different mindsets, and I understand both sides because I play on both sides of the market. So people are going to heavily be chasing some of those comic cut covers depending on what the achievements are that you need for them. So it's going to be, from as someone that may or may not buy any of this, and like I said, depending on what box prices are, if it ends up being higher than I'm comfortable with, it's going to be fantastic to just sit back and people watch this, essentially, and watch how this plays out on the secondary market and in Facebook groups and social media, etc., depending on how they price this product. But it's going to be a fun day. How long the servers stay up? Probably about 30 seconds. They'll be complaining about, here's your list of things. Is your bingo card. People mad about what they priced it at, high or low. It doesn't even matter what they price it at. People are going to be mad. The server is going down in about 10 seconds. People will be mad about that. People will be mad about people buying out large sections of this. Just the list of things that people will be mad about is going to be fascinating to watch. So that's where we're at. Surprised. I knew that they were going to get it out quick. I did not expect it to be this quick. We'll see how tomorrow goes. You could really, listen, mount up Tinfoil Hat Brigade. Depending on how all this shakes out, there is going to be some fantastic theorizing coming out of this. And maybe I'll jump in on it too. But for now, sit back, relax, and we'll see what happens at noon Eastern today. Catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.